anyway, and the After the Rose special is usually live.
Mm-hmm.
And Chris Harrison did the voiceover for the introduction, which I thought was kind of interesting. And Emmanuel Acho, who has a podcast called Uncomfortable Conversations with the Black Man and has had a book. He was great. He kept it so real because Chris Harrison.
I don't think anyone else could have done that.
Yeah, but Chris Harrison knows how to beat around the bush and never say anything of substance to get anything out. And
I was so delighted to have him really hit the situation head on and talk about what is right in front of us. And
because basically Matt James broke up with Rachel. They dated, after the filming and everything. But when all this stuff was coming out about all these
photos, the antebellum photos and the Confederate flag photos and the
mega likes of different things.
And his line was, what he said is he didn't understand. He questioned their relationship in the context of her not fully understanding her blackness, but also that he had to explain why those photos were problematic. And she didn't get it.
Yeah.
And so that he said was just so incredibly disappointing for me that you didn't see any, and you came onto the season knowing I was a black man.
Right.
But you didn't understand any of it.
Right.
And he was so disappointed and let down. And boy,
his silences spoke.
Volumes. It was the most uncomfortable After the Rose, but yet I thought the most important conversation because it was a conversation that we're having right now that's so uncomfortable for everybody to have, but I feel like ABC did a great job having Emmanuel host this because he knows how to have the conversation.
Yeah, and to me, the thing, I think they did Matt James dirty, ABC.
Yes,
the way they had his dad
threw
come
him out
in
there,
and they perpetuated the stereotype of the black father is never
not
wrong.
Available, right?
But I thought that Matt's conversation, with Emmanuel, who understands exactly what he was talking about, because at the beginning of the season, he said, not only do I have the pressure of finding love and finding the one,
right,
but I also have the pressure of showing how a black man moves through this world.
Exactly.
And
constantly thinking, am I looking right? Am I saying the right thing?
Yeah.
Is my language sound?
It wasn't
just
fair.
That pressure. It wasn't fair. You felt it. You felt the burden wear on him throughout the season. You really could. So when they started the After Rose and Michelle Young, the Minnesota woman who came out, she was just devastated because she had asked for a time with Matt after he said, I'm not going to pick you. You can go kind of thing. And she said, I just wanted him to tell me why. And he refused to give her that closure.
He had more of a boner for Rachel.
100%. But
it was all lust.
Wanted him to say that
I'm
to her.
so glad that he didn't pick her because she deserves somebody way better. And she's going to be, they're going to do back-to-back Bachelorette.
Bachelorettes are so much more fun than bachelors.
Yeah.
It's kind of what
So Katie and Michelle came out last night in looking amazing, which is just fabulous. So that they're going to be the next two bachelorettes, and Katie's going first. Her season's being filmed right now without
Chris Harrison
and Tayshia, and I forget what the other gal's.
I forget the other gal's name too.
But to me, too, was that I thought Matt's experience is a great example of how important it is to understand the different levels of privileges that exist in our society and how people who are white.
He called racial ignorance.
But we take it, we don't even think about it. And we're like, why do people always want to talk about race?
Right.
Well, if you're white, you never have to think about it.
Exactly.
And so I thought that, I could totally see, and we knew that he was going to end things with Rachel, and I felt bad for her. I
totally felt bad for her,
but for probably different reasons. Why did you feel bad for her?
Well, first of all, she's 24 years old. She is trying to take responsibility, Laura. She's 24 years old and is, both Emmanuel and Matt said they don't want this cancel culture hitting her. They want her to learn from her experience, and she wants to learn from her experience.
And I call it accountability culture.
Fine.
I don't really go with the cancel culture.
Fine.
It's more accountability.
I remember how young and dumb I was at 24, and to be on a national platform. And I really thought she did a good job last night saying, yeah, I didn't get it. Yeah,
well, she's been working with the coach, and her parents do have money. And I think the one thing that was stressed to her that would get the, you know, like,
she looked like she hasn't eaten in a while.
Well, maybe not, but is that she was very careful not to make it be about herself.
100%.
And as a PR,
which was
thing,
great.
that was the right thing to do. And she is young. I felt sorry for her that she got deluded herself, and no one was able to talk about all of these declarations that this guy was the love of her life.
Right. But I could relate to that though, Lori. I mean, how many times?
Well, Matt's not getting back together with her. You wouldn't even hug her.
So that was the uncomfortable thing, Marco. You would have died if you would have watched it, because at the end, you know, Emmanuel said, all right, so Rachel, this will be, this potentially could be the last time you ever see Matt again. Do you have something you want to say to him? And she said, I just want the best for you. And I love you, but I just want the best for you. And he's like, and then Emmanuel says to Matt, do you have anything you want to say for her? And he's like,
nothing. He had so many silences.
And then they're like, well, do you want to, you know, embrace or hug it out kind of? No. And they both just sat there. It was real.